We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting for the Valley of the Sun.
Today's Jack Thursday, and I'm going to talk about how it only just takes one deal.
So I'd love to know what you mean. Like one deal to get started, one deal to make your career, one deal to get people out of the door. I don't know.
When I was a young person with, Ferraris in my eyes, a young professional person, all I saw was just, I want to be rich, I want to be rich, I want to be rich. And that's the furthest thing that you should be telling yourself. What you should be telling, not the furthest, but what you should be telling yourself is, I just got to get that first deal done. One single deal.
That's it.
Focus on that deal. And then when you're on deal number 32, focus on that one deal. That's what this is about. It just takes one deal and then the next deal, but don't worry about the next deal.
Well, I like it.
Before we get into it,
do the show.
I know. Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members. Everybody's like, thank God they're not going to do the show.
Yeah, that's it. Bye.
On the landinvestors.com online community, it's free. Please don't forget to subscribe on the Land Academy YouTube channel and comment on the shows you like.
Greg wrote, update. I have a question for anyone that wants to answer, LOL. I know Steve stresses the importance of having a schedule, and I was curious about those who are sending out a lot of mail per month. How much mail are you sending per month, and how many hours would you say you work per week? Also, do you find there's a certain way of doing things that make things easier, like Steven talked about, getting all the mailers done at once per month and just scheduling them out for the rest of the month? Also, which aspect of the business do you feel absorbs most of your time? Picking counties, pricing, due diligence, finding brokers, and getting price opinions, etc. Thank you. I'm just curious to see what other people's experiences have been and see how I can become more efficient with my time or how I can improve. Really?
What's most time consuming, you think?
Okay, well, let me think. Answering the phones. But then I don't even have to do that much.
Yeah.
Somebody else does it. So if I was doing it myself, it would be the inbound calls.
Combined, and I hear people in Career Path say this all the time. Combined, I think we spend about 4 hours a week.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that is kind of a hobby / habit that I have, because I troll for new markets all the time, or I'll troll within markets that we're already successful in and see trends. Yeah. And so do I spend more than 4 hours a week combined doing that? Yeah, but it's because I have an unhealthy...
you should be doing that. You're always ahead. That's important. That's important.
Finding an agent, you only have to do that once or twice per market.
Yeah.
Closing a deal, you shouldn't do that at all. You should have somebody else do that on the buy and the sell side.
Yeah.
Doing a mailer, you shouldn't do that at all. You should use concierge data and have them set the price at about 25% so you can test it there
and then you
see if you need to move it around per zip code, right?
Then you update it, you change it to whatever you think makes sense. Right. And then they run it and then they put it in the mail for you.
Yep. I think Jill's right on her side of the business. Returning calls where people call into Pat Live or whatever you use, and really spend some time. Like, she doesn't see that as a job. She likes it, and the same way with me. I like the data part of this and the mailer part and the trolling part.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome. Today's topic.
This will naturally, to just answer the question again, you will naturally find your way by doing it. And so I wouldn't worry about, I spent 4.5 hours this week. I spent 3 hours last week. I spent 40 hours this next week. Don't worry about it.
No,
Just make a bunch of money and have some fun while you're doing it.
Yeah. I think some people, when they're new, they spend a lot of time on due diligence. And I'm, and I've done many videos about that. They're on YouTube and stuff, and they're recorded from get it down to 5 minutes. You should start at 15 minutes, get it down to 5 per property, because you got to blow through these. You can do it.
Today's Jack Thursday, and I'm going to talk about all it takes is one deal. This is why you're listening. So I already kind of said it at the beginning. You take these transactions, deal by deal by deal by deal. And what I found out in doing a lot of real estate deals in the beginning, first commercial real estate deals where I represented other people, second as an VP of acquisitions in different types of organizations. And what I found out is what I like and what I don't like. And you really should pay attention to that. It's not going to happen overnight, but pay attention to which parts you like and don't like. For the most of the people, you've already been through this. So that's why you joined Land Academy, because you can't stand certain stuff. Like, you don't want to represent people anymore. You want to represent yourself. Or you don't want to work at a W-2 job anymore. You want to work for yourself. So all those things naturally progress into, for me it did, doing that one deal and getting that one deal done. I'll never forget my first land deal, never. Bought for 8, sold for 16, 80 acres in northern Arizona. And the whole thing, cash in, cash out, and then that was it. It was that one deal that pushed me over the edge, and I rearranged my life literally to do more deals.
That's funny you think that. So you remember that first deal. I remember certain deals along the way, and then as more time goes on, I forget about them. But there is always a deal in my head that I go, that was great, or that was awful. Fill in the blank. It shouldn't have taken that long. Worked out okay.
Do you have an awful deal?
What's that?
Do you have an awful deal? Like, do you think back and, wow, that was the worst real estate deal ever?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I got one.
Let's hear it.
Well, it was a funding deal with a person that used to be in our group, but his initials are MR, and he knew it. Yeah, he overpaid for the property. I funded it. I trusted him. And then he pretty much threw me the keys and said, sorry, oops, my bad. And so I pretty much, I sold it for like $1,000 more than we bought it. It was something stupid. I'm like, you know what? I don't really care now. It's your problem. So, yeah.
That guy had a personality disorder anyway.
And it took forever.
We've learned a lot since then.
Oh my God.
It took like 2 years to sell that.
Oh my God. It was stupid, but it was hilarious. It was fine. So it doesn't matter. But the point is, I think of deal. I think of one deal at a time. But then I can flip a switch and look at this deal, flip a switch, look at that deal, flip a switch. And I have a lot of them going on right now, and I love it. That's my favorite.
I got to hand it to you, Joe. Not a lot of people in your gender can separate things the way that you can separate things.
Thank you.
You can separate real estate deals. You can separate stuff that goes on between you and I. You can separate work. You can separate social stuff. You're very good at that.
Thank you.
I think it's a pilot thing, like
maybe. Oh, yeah, because you can't panic.
You just
With
have
things going on. You cannot panic. You have to go to your checklist.
Turn emotion off, like nobody I've ever seen, which is just. I have a lot of respect for that.
Sometimes it makes you mad.
You can turn it on too.
That's true. That's really good. Thank you. This is good. I love it. And I love the way you said this. And that's what you should be thinking of. Just think of what's in front of you right now.
That's right.
Don't be worrying. Don't celebrate too much about the one that just happened. I'm happy with that. Keep moving forward. And don't stress about what's around the corner, because it's going to be fine.
And don't do this. Don't say, wow, that's never going to happen again. Yeah. I made $80,000 on that deal. I guess I just fell backwards into that real lucky.
Exactly. That's my only home run.
That's going to happen again next week.
Yep.
If you just keep sending the mail out, answering the phone, and just doing the basics.
Yep. Exactly. Just try to repeat it. I haven't said it in a while, but that used to be a thing, and I think I've emailed that out too. It's like, if you can do 1, you can do 10.
I saw that recently.
If you can do 10, you can do 100.
I saw that email.
Yeah, that was an oops. I don't know who did that. It just went out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Don't talk about, great. Jill and I, we haven't talked about this in a while. We've done 16,000 real estate deals.
Yeah.
But you just got to concentrate on the 1 or 2 deals, the one deal that is right in front of you. And then making sure that the processes that you're putting together, every deal should get easier, not harder.
Yep.
And that's because you have the processes as you're going. Even in our career, even at this point in our career, we're still like changing Airtable around and improving it and adding and subtracting stuff. So it always you always have to improve. And where you don't succeed, just forget it. Just laugh about it. That failing is part of this.
Yep, you've got this. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow's Jill Friday, and she is going to talk about how to confidently make land decisions with limited information. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. When do you ever have all the information you need to make a decision? Never.
Nope. Sometimes you don't even find out some things until on the sell side. You bought it, you went through escrow, everything's great. You have a buyer, they're buying it, you're going through escrow, selling it, and something comes up. You're like, how did this slip through the cracks? It wasn't even you. It got by everybody. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you find our content valuable, and we really do appreciate your support. If you haven't already, please check out our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. And don't forget, if you are a member, you need to be on Discord. There's so much happening. And if you're not a member of Land Academy, if you go to landinvestors.com, you can have a sneak peek to what's going on amongst all of us. You can't communicate, but you can at least see some stuff, some of the stuff there, what we're doing in Discord.
We are Jack and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.